Okay, so it's Christmas and I was trying Instagram hacks, so that explains this makeup. But today I am going to be re-recording a video that I recorded, I want to say like a month or 2 months ago. And it is a collab that I did with, it's an Instagram account called Thoughts on Difference. I will leave their link in the not in the comments, in the description. But yeah, I'm gonna re-record it because I'm not sure what happened to that footage that was supposed to be out earlier this month, and now it's about to be New Year's, so let's re-record instead of trying to recover that footage. And I'm wearing this onesie, I've been obsessed with it, and yeah, we'll just get right into it. Should have recorded this because this is definitely a look, but I didn't. Maybe I'll record that, but yeah, I was just trying different Instagram hacks. Do y'all ever do that? Because I do that a lot. Okay, so basically what this video is, like I said, it's a collab. Ralf, the guy that runs this one, reached out to me and he sent me a couple questions, and now I'm just gonna answer them. This is about my limb difference, so physical difference, whatever, and about my slogan or my company or my brand name, Flaunt Your Floss. So let's do this. I'm gonna pretend like I haven't read these, even though I've already recorded this video and I'm having to re-record. Anyways, question number 1. Why am I so out of breath? Your slogan is Flaunt Your Floss. If you wouldn't care about society's expectations and about what you think society could expect, what would you see as your own floss? That's a super good question. But so when I was creating this brand, Flaunt Your Floss, I was thinking of like myself, like in the situation I was in at the time, and how I went from being super ashamed of who I was and like not really wanting to share my story to really just embracing it and just start sharing it and like put it out there, right? So that's how Flaunt Your Floss came to be. But that is not the question. The question is, if you wouldn't care about society's expectations and about what you think society could expect, what would you see as your own flaw? At this point, I want to say nothing. I wouldn't see anything as my flaw if it wasn't for society. However, I think that when I was younger, middle school-ish, I would have definitely seen my difference as a flaw, even though society wasn't there to say it. Because when I was younger, I never got bullied. I never was teased for it. And like, it's unfortunate that I have to say this, but like, fortunately, I was never bullied for it. And so I really never saw it as a flaw until I was maybe in middle school, and I really started calling myself out on it. And so I guess that wasn't really society telling me how to feel. That was just more me on me. So yeah, I mean, does that answer kind of the question? Like, nothing really, but I guess in middle school, definitely my difference. Question 2. When you take a look in the mirror, whom and what do you see? Again, now I just see someone that like loves herself and really embraces who she is and cares so deeply about her mental health and her well-being. But even a year and a half ago, I would look in the mirror and literally hate every single thing I saw. I would criticize every single thing. And no, I'm not saying that like I'm perfect, I'm good now. Obviously, I'm always striving to improve myself and, you know, look and feel the way I want to. But definitely, even like a year and a half ago, I hated how I looked. I hated my weight. I hated my difference. I hated my teeth, my hair, my like, okay, not my eyes. I've always liked my eyes. But definitely now I just see someone that's super, super empowering. A super strong 23-year-old that's kicking ass. So that is who I see now, and I am so, so proud of how far I've come. Of course, there's still work ahead, but that's where we're at. Question 3. You started your IG profile in 2012, and your first picture on which you didn't hide your short arm was posted on October 2nd, 2018. Can you remember how it felt and what it meant to you? So, I guess on October 2nd, 2018, that was the first time I put like a full body image where I was showing my difference. But I made that, like, it was a very conscious decision, right? It wasn't like, oops, I accidentally uploaded, because like before then I tried to always be on like people's left side to like hide it, or I would just kind of crop it here up or crop it like here to the right. But I think it came down to doing a lot of self-development. I was gonna say self-help, but I hate that term. But it came down to doing a lot of self-development and realizing that, like, if people are not talking about it, it's my mission to talk about it and to educate people and to really bring awareness to that community, you know, the community with the physical differences. And I thought the only way to gain that power back, that power of like, I love myself and I am who I am, was by posting a picture, because social media at the time, a year ago, I was building up my social media, and I was starting to see it more as a, like, I don't want to say a business, but I guess transitioning it more into a profile that was for the public instead of it just being like my private profile. So that was my way of standing my ground and being like, this is who I am. If you're into it, cool. If you're not, then that's cool too, you know? But it was definitely scary, and I remember posting it, and it was like the scariest thing I had ever done till that day, obviously, because now I've done a lot of scarier things. But that was super, super scary, and it was just like, oh my God, like, this is real. And I know that kind of sounds weird, but it's like, take, for example, if you have disliked, let's say, yourself without makeup for so long, and you finally post a story or a selfie or whatever where you're not wearing makeup, you're gonna feel like super scared and nervous, right? So that was kind of the feeling. Question number 4, I think. Since then, you mostly don't hide it. Is it now a normal thing for you to do, or do you sometimes think about hiding it or not? I think now it's just kind of normal. Like, it's just like whatever angle the picture is taken from, it's cool. I'm not super critical on what goes up on Instagram or on Facebook anymore. But I guess at the beginning it was very like conscious decision of like, oh, let me get on the left side this time and like make sure it's showing. And sometimes, yeah, I catch myself kind of turning away to hide it, and it's just out of habit, right? So it's not that I think about hiding it, it's just that it's so subconscious that sometimes it happens. But for the most part, I try to just like, whatever, if I like the photo, it's going up kind of thing. So yeah. The next question. In your YouTube video, you talked about 5 things you shouldn't say to a disabled person. Could you tell 5 things you personally would accept when someone is saying something to you referring to your limb difference? So if you guys haven't watched that video, I made a video, I think that was the last video I posted, about 5 things you shouldn't say to a disabled person, which was highly, highly inspired by Molly Burke here on YouTube, who did like 5 things you shouldn't say to a blind person, or 10 things you shouldn't say to a blind person. So that video was inspired by her, and it's a cool one. If you want to check it out, I'll leave the link or somewhere here on the screen. I don't know. The question is, could you tell us 5 things you personally would accept when someone is saying something to you? I think, for me personally, again, I cannot speak for every person with a physical disability or physical difference, but for me, as long as really anything that's being said in a respectful manner, and not so much in like a judgmental way, you know? If someone's genuinely curious, oh my god, I have a hair. If someone is genuinely curious about my difference, and I have no problem answering questions. If they want to help, because I know in the video I mentioned like offering help when I clearly could do it by myself, but like if a person is like, oh, do you need help? And if I'm like, I'm good, then just move on, you know? It's, I guess people just kind of see it as a way to being like nice or helpful, and I totally understand that. But if I needed help, I would ask you, right? And I totally get it if you're asking if I need help, I guess. I feel like I'm contradicting myself now. But just, I would take, like, honestly, I accept people asking anything as long as it's done in a respectful manner and in a way of like them wanting to learn or get more educated. I've had people ask me like, are you able to do your hair by yourself? Like I said, as long as it's done in a super respectful manner and not in a like judgmental or like asshole-y way, then yeah, ask whatever you want to ask or say whatever you want to say. It's so funny how it's easier to think of things you shouldn't say as compared to things that I would accept. Next question. We're about halfway there. There is a discussion about the term disability. What do you think about it, and in which way would you accept the term for yourself? I personally don't use the term disability to describe myself. And again, for these questions, I really can't speak for everyone in the community. I could just speak for myself. So, let's see. There's a I mean, I don't think it's like a bad word to say, or like a discriminating way to refer to a person. And sometimes I'll use it in like my blog post or like in the 5 things you shouldn't say to a disabled person, because it's easier for someone to understand that term as compared to saying like limb different or physical difference is probably pretty explanatory, but like limb different is a term that I didn't know until probably like a couple months ago. So when I'm talking to someone, like sometimes I'll use the term disability just to make it more digestible, I guess, for people, because it's something that they know. It's a term they know. So I don't really have a problem with it. But I just don't use it on myself. So this video is not going to be edited, so.
You're cute.
Next question. As a Mexican woman with a limb difference, do you think there is a triple potential for discrimination? I definitely think there is a triple potential for discrimination. Have I ever experienced it? Fortunately enough, no. There's been like awkward instances where like I'll go on a ride at a theme park and they'll be like, are you sure you could hold it or whatever? But I don't think that's really discrimination. That's just them doing their job to keep you safe, which I could go on a whole rant about that, but I'm not. But definitely, I think that the potential of triple discrimination is there. Being a woman, having a limb difference, and being Mexican. But do I walk around like fearing for my life? Definitely not. So yeah, the potential is there. Have I experienced it? No. Yeah. Next question. In your story, you wrote, imagine if we all shared our dirty laundry and helped each other wash it. How could I, as a man, help you to wash yours? Okay, so with this question, he's referring to my bio. I don't know if I have that bio on my blog or not, but basically the whole purpose, or what I'm trying to say with imagine if we all shared our dirty laundry and helped each other wash it, is like, imagine if we didn't have to hide our struggles behind closed doors. What if we were just open and we talked about it? You know, growing up, it was kind of like, oh, it stays in the family, or like, what happens at home stays at home. Like, it's nobody's business, right? But what if we started talking about shit? Like, what if everyone was like, oh yeah, like, I'm embracing my difference. And then someone that could encourage someone else to be like, yeah, me too. And then someone else could be like, yeah, me too. Or, you know, I don't know, examples. If, let's say, you come from a divorced family, like, why should we be ashamed of our truth? Almost. That's what I'm trying to say. And what if we all started sharing our truths and we encouraged each other instead of like tearing each other down or bringing people down for that, right? So that's what I mean with that phrase. And so what Ralf is asking is, how could I, as a man, help you wash yours? I think what you're doing, this one's directly to Ralf, and like for you guys, I think just educating yourself on different cultures, different ethnicities, different people in general, right? Like, not everyone is the same. And so if we start educating ourselves and sharing each other's stories and empowering each other to actually talk and speak our truth, then that is a fantastic way to start, I guess, helping each other. So for Ralf, the guy that runs this account, what you're doing is incredible. Keep sharing different stories and bringing light to this world, you know? So you're doing an awesome job. Next question. Taking a look into the future regarding your Flaunt Your Floss movement. You're celebrating your 30th birthday. What would you love to hear in your eulogy? Is that how you pronounce that word? Eulogy? I cannot speak English, you guys.
That's okay, just speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say it in Spanish either. In your eulogy. Honestly, that I helped someone and that this movement encouraged someone to share their story and not be ashamed and like follow their dreams, because that's really why I want to start making more videos. And guys, I promise you 2019 I'm actually going to be consistent, unlike this year. But back to the question, definitely just honestly, like, if I could get one person, if I could get one person to actually share their story and embrace their truth and share their truth, and then it becomes a ripple effect of like, I help someone, or I encourage someone, inspired someone to share their truth, they go on and inspire someone else, and it just becomes this whole thing, right? So the future for Flaunt Your Flaws, I hope that it becomes so massive that people just, like I said, they just start sharing their truth. And I think that's the biggest fundamental part of Flaunt Your Flaws, is just share your truth, and like, don't be ashamed of it. You know, we all have differences, whether it's physical, mentally, emotionally. Everyone's fucked up pretty much, in the best way though. Well, you know, there's people out there, but anyway. Everyone's fucked up, so just embrace your weirdness and embrace your flaws. And yeah, and the last question is, do you have any final words? Yeah, I guess I'm remembering what I said in the first video, and it was something so dumb. It was like, pretend you're a plant and grow from it. I don't know what I said. I remember I shared it on Instagram, but final words: speak your truth and make that a goal for 2020, to share at least one thing and embrace it. If it's like, if you don't like your freckles, go out one day and show off your freckles. If you think you're too short and you wear heels every day, wear sneakers for a day. If you have to leave your house or if you have to leave your house wearing makeup, try to do no makeup for a day. So yeah, I mean, just 2020, make it a year to like live your truth and not try and satisfy everyone else. And I'll leave it at that. These questions were so fun and so interesting, because they made me think, and I thought I'd be ready for this one, because like I said, I pre-recorded. I feel like I've said this is a re-recording like 10 times already, but it's true. And I thought I'd be ready for a re-record and like we'd be good. No, it made me think again, and I really love these. So you guys go check out Ralph's Instagram. It's Thoughts on Difference on Instagram. I'll leave the link below, and check out more super inspiring stories, because honestly, they are incredible. And my podcast is coming back in 2020, so be on the lookout for that too. It's been on hiatus, and then I did some interviews, and they've been like getting pushed back because reasons. And yeah, I promise 2020 I will bring a lot more content. And oh yeah, my phone does have sound. I was like, oh shit, I think my phone doesn't record sound, but that's my computer. No, I'm just babbling. I should end it here. I will see you guys next year. And we're moving, so we're making a moving vlog, and I'm so excited because we started doing like a Marie Kondo thing, but we're not Marie Kondo, so that did not last too long. So you guys are gonna see messy action, probably more of these onesies, because Kyle and I have matching, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. Okay, it's been 25 minutes. I'm tired. I'm gonna go watch Netflix. Bye. You guys, I'm not good at this YouTube thing yet. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and that's all. That's all I forgot. So do that if you want to. If you want to see more of me and whatever 2020 has in store. Bye.